Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Laura Pence. Thank you for being here. I'm super excited that you're here. If this is a first time for you, hit that subscribe button. If you're returning, welcome back. All right, we're gonna get started. So I'm gonna jump into our last episode right in February. We've been working this whole month on what needs review and revision. And on Tuesday, I asked you to identify one thing about yourself that you would like to change. Now, not your appearance, not what you look like, not the shape of your body, but something inside of you that maybe you would like to be a little bit different or move towards. So I'm going to talk today about one way in which you can help get that process started. And that's by inviting in a friend or support person for accountability. And I'm going to steal one of my friend's words, Dr. Melody Moore, thank you. She uses the word accountabuddy. So this word and this individual is there to help keep you accountable in this process of change. Now, there's a few other functions that this individual serves. One is when you invite somebody into this process, you're actually giving yourself permission to get started, right? Because oftentimes when we have ideas, they kind of like stay up in our head. When we're thinking about changing something or we want something to be different, sometimes they just sort of land up here and we actually don't get started with them, right? I mean, I can totally say that there have been lots of ideas that I've had or lots of different things that I've wanted to do that just remain up here and I never actually get started. But when we actually use our voice and tell somebody about what we're interested in changing, we're much more likely to get started. So that's one function of your accountability partner, is that by inviting them into this process, you're going to give yourself permission to get started. Now, the other function of this accountability partner is pretty simple and obvious. They help you keep you accountable to the process, right? So they help remind you of what it is that you want to change when maybe you're, I don't know, losing steam on it, right? Or they help support you when it's difficult for you, okay? So your key question of the week is, who is your accountabuddy? And what accountability contract might you need to make? Now, when I say accountability contract, basically what I'm talking about is, what do you need from them? Because it's one thing to say to somebody, hey, can you support me in X, Y, and Z? And they say, sure. And then you start talking about what you're gardening or something totally different, what you're watching on Netflix. It's another thing for you to say to somebody, hey, can you support me in this? And they say, sure. And then you say, here's what I will need from you. So that's what the accountability contract really is it's actually letting them know what you're going to need from them in this process. And here's how that might look, right? So let's say I choose Heather behind the camera, one of my best friends, and say, so hey, Heather, I'm really looking to actually be a little bit more thoughtful. I've noticed that I've just gotten like super attached to my work, and I've just sort of streamlined all of my energy and all of my focus into my work, and I'd like to be a little bit more thoughtful of other people in my life. I want to be more thoughtful towards my husband and towards my kids and absolutely towards you. And she says, because she's awesome, of course, I'm totally there for you. Then what I might say is, okay, here's what I need from you. Is it possible that every Friday you could just text me and say, hey, how's that thoughtfulness going? And if she says, absolutely, then there we go. We've got our contract, right? Now, if she says, yeah, I mean, I guess so. Like, does it matter if I do it on Monday? Or like, is it okay if sometimes I forget? Okay, so that's a clue that maybe that person is then not the right accountability partner for you, right? Because you're gonna wanna pick somebody who's gonna show up for you, who's also gonna remain accountable in their partnership with you, okay? So keep that in mind when you're thinking about that. So key question of the week is, who is your accountabuddy and what accountability contract do you need, okay? All right, so that's February, right? What needs review and revision is now wrapped up. We're gonna move into March next week, and March is all about, how does my past impact me in the present? Ooh, big topic. So make sure you're joining us, okay? Hit that subscribe button, keep coming back. I love that you're here. I'll see you next week. So that's sort of two goals or two really functions that an can I start?